Hey guys, nice to see you again. Hi Slava, and in case you don't know me, I'm Sia, and I'm a member of Pinex team. We're holding this live stream every week to talk about some market updates and show you how to trade wisely. Feel free to comment in the chat box if you have any questions or any specific contents that want us to talk about for the future live stream. And without further ado, let's get started. And welcome, Jay.
Oh, hey. Hey guys, how is everybody doing? Excited to be here today. Excited to talk to you guys again. Ramoz and Slava. Hey everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. What's up? What's up? So, how's everybody doing? I hope everyone's having a good week. I see my glasses are like reflecting my screen onto the. It's very annoying. Oh well, it is what it is. But let's give people a couple seconds to join. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's week? Crazy volatility this week. It should have been, but we kind of just chopped around with the Fed, raising rates again and stuff like that. Yeah. Ramos says this week no possibility Bitcoin will go back to 30K because many countries have been working to fully finish Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a possibility. This week probably not, but because weekend's coming, and from what we have seen, the weekend literally there's no volatility for Bitcoin. Volume has actually decreased 10%. Over the weekends. So, from being a 24/7 asset, Bitcoin's becoming more trading like a traditional asset, just volume going down over the weekends and volume increasing during the weekdays. So, people are trading less during the weekends, and it makes sense. Less and less people want to be, just busy watching the markets day in, day out. People need a break, right? People need some time to just relax. Patrick, lots of news. Yep, lots of stuff happening this week for sure. But yeah, let's get into it. But good morning, good night, or good afternoon, wherever you guys are. Welcome to the Pinex live stream. My name is Jay. If you guys don't know me, thank you. For those of you who have been around, thank you for joining us. And we love seeing your faces. Well, your names. I imagine your faces. We love seeing you every week here with us. Thank you guys for joining. So before we start, hit the like button for me if you can. That would very appreciate it. And hit the subscribe button if you guys aren't subscribed to get notifications when we do live stream. We're going to be making more content and going more in depth about different trading strategies. And we will be probably doing more YouTube shorts and hosting different traders, different influencers. And if you guys have anyone that you specifically want us to have on the live stream, please let us know, and we will try to get them on the live stream for you guys. Or if you guys have any different topics you want to talk about, we can do that as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So this week, I'm gonna go over some just general market stuff first before going to the news and of course FOMC, and talking about if Bitcoin can get over 30,000 once again, right? So let's get into it. So Bitcoin's just been really chopping around this week, right? We tested 30,000. We got back down to 27.
Hey Jay, sorry to interrupt. We
Yeah.
can see your screen and
Okay. Oops. I forgot. Let me see where it is. Present. Share screen. Window. Here we go. Can you see it? I think you have to add it. All right, there you go. Okay, so before we start, for anyone that is new, all right, we have a promotion going on. Wrong screen actually. Let me share my other screen. Give me 1 second. There we go. Boom. All right, so we have a promotion going on for the new users. So if you guys are new users and specifically for structured product, sign up through the link in the description and you guys can deposit. And all you guys have to do is copy one of the bots on our app. So either the Ethereum high-speed flying wheel or stable version of Options Arbitrage or stable version, both of those stable versions. And so that one's actually created by Sia, and I think there's already $500,000 copying that bot. So the returns are pretty good. And after copying that, basically, if you lose money, we'll cover up your losses up to $50. And if you make money, we actually match your investment. So if you guys put in $10,000 on that first round, we'll match you $10,000, and all the yield that you gain will be yours to keep. So honestly, I wanted to take advantage of this, but I cannot because I'm not a new user, sadly. So let me show you which bots I'm talking about, just for clarification. All right, can you see this? Do you have to add my screen to the thing again? All right, There you go. So this one's the Ethereum high-speed flying wheel. You see $3 million are into this bot right now. So $3 million are just people are just copying it. It's relatively risky, but that's why it has such a high yield. It's already got an 18% return. I think annualized, let me check my app. This is on the app, by the way. It's not on the website. Annualized, it has a 120% return. So that's pretty crazy. So basically, the point of this is if Ethereum keeps on going up, then this bot will work and you will keep on making those arbitrage profits. And yield master strategy is basically if Ethereum falls down a little bit, he will add more. He will have portions of his money. He will add more USDT into the bot. So that way he averages down. So if you guys are Ethereum believers, this is a great bot. It's a little bit risky, but so I would recommend maybe Sia's bot. So Sia are our our host of this live stream actually created this bot, and so this one's more stable. So this one returns 12%. So in the past 127 days, it's returned 12%, and we see 500K into this bot. So this one has been doing pretty well as well. So tell me the parameters for this bot, Sia.
So this bot is like 3%. You buy BTC at 3% price drop and then sell it at the buy price.
Right. So this one is a little bit less risky because you're just waiting for Ethereum price to drop 3%, and then you're actually getting kind of a deal, right? And as you guys can see, this returns pretty well. So just copy, and then there's one last one. This is also more stable. This is also CS bot. So if you guys put in money into any of these, we'll actually match you for the return for the amount of money you put in for this bot. The first round. So I mean, it's basically free money. If you guys are new, this is where I would take advantage of. And sign up through the link in the description, and that's it. And even if you lose money, we cover the loss up to $50. So I think it's a pretty good deal. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Let's get into what's going on in the markets this week. All right, let me share this one actually. So, I mean, as we can see, we've just been chopping around on Bitcoin and Ethereum until today, right? I think last week we told you guys about what Monday? Yeah, last week. It was last week, right? Last week we shared this type of prediction. We said Bitcoin is going to most likely retrace after hitting 30,000. And we drew this last week on this chart. And as you guys can see, this has followed it pretty well. It did not retrace to 27,000, but it did get rejected at 30,000, which is what we predicted. And yeah, so our views are still similar this week. We kind of got a huge dump on Monday. And after that, we kind of just been consolidating sideways. So with some crazy banking news, First Republic getting acquired by JP Morgan, and then basically other banks also talking about potential failures, Bitcoin had a reversal. But before that, when First Republic got acquired, Bitcoin actually kind of went down. But whenever usually when news of bank failures first come out, Bitcoin kind of has a pretty crazy rally, just because it is becoming more of a hedge asset, a digital gold, right? To these, as people see cracks in like the traditional financial system, people are coming to Bitcoin. People are going to gold. So if you guys want to look at a correlation of Bitcoin to gold, it is actually becoming higher and higher versus Bitcoin and the traditional stock market. So that is definitely some positive developments in this market. And, because of that, we don't see Bitcoin price falling very deep, having a deep retracement. We are still very bullish. We might not break out to 30K this week. Definitely not this week, because over the weekends, as I said before, there is a lack of momentum. But within the next couple of weeks, we probably will get a breakout over 30,000. And of course, the target we have been talking about is 36,000. But regardless, if you guys are still holding US dollars, we would recommend you, to use buy the dip to buy in. So let's look at this chart. So this chart is basically the cost of production per Bitcoin in electricity cost for institutional miners and miners with lots of resources. So this price usually, if you guys see the gradient down here, this type of range right here is where the cost of production is. And as you guys can see, back in November, the cost of production was around 16,000. That was actually when the hash rate was low, right? So as Bitcoin price have been increasing, the hash rate has been going up. And with the hash rate going up, each miner gets less Bitcoin. So the cost of production is moving up pretty rapidly. So right now, the cost of production per Bitcoin, I don't think this chart is the most accurate, but it gives a general measure. Throughout calculations, it's actually going to be around 23 to 24,000. That is just the electricity cost without the cost of equipment or anything like that. So due to that, we don't really see Bitcoin price falling much lower than 24, 25,000. So if you guys are not in Bitcoin right now, we would recommend buying at those levels, placing structured product orders around those levels first, because it's just simple like supply and demand economics, right? If the producers of Bitcoin, it costs them 24, 23, 24,000 just in electricity input costs to buy Bitcoin. What do you think? Why would they produce any more Bitcoin when prices come down under 23, 24, right? It's just kind of like simple supply and demand. And usually, like if the producer of gold, it costs them more to produce gold than sell it, they're not going to produce gold anymore. And if they're not going to produce gold, then there's going to be less gold, right? But for Bitcoin, of course, there's a set production schedule. So if prices do go down that low, less miners will be in the market and there will be less security for the Bitcoin network. And usually, the cost of production is the bottom, right? Is the lower bound, is the biggest support of the market. So before we go into it, let's collect our orders for structured product from last week. So last week we placed this one at 20. Want to buy this at 27,000. This expired and we got our free interest right here. Boom, able to claim that. Same. Oh, this one we placed way early on as well. We tried to get some 25,000, right? We got some free interest here as well. I forgot how much interest this was. 22% interest. Claim that. And this is one I placed in the beginning of the week because I saw prices going up. This was only 9%. Claim that. And so this is actually my Bitcoin. I did some covered gain because 30K is a very strong resistance, like we basically talked about. And I did not believe it was going to go over 30,000. So due to that, I placed some 30,000 covered gains, and to my expectation, and it did not get executed. So basically every trade was a winner. We just clicked some free interest. And this one I placed on the FOMC day. I saw Bitcoin price going up and I was like, this looks like it looks like Bitcoin will not retrace to 28,000 in the near term, at least in the next couple of days. So this is just a quick trade I placed. And this at 50% annualized interest. So this was a pretty good interest as well. Let me see. So I'm looking to buy, as we have talked about, I'm still looking to buy at this 27 or 26, 25 zone, because as we just said, the cost of mining a Bitcoin is around this 24, 23 area. So I don't expect prices to get under that level as much. And with if getting in at 27, even 26, even 25 to 36,000, that is a pretty good return. Let me see. Let's say you get in at 26. If you go to 36,000, is that 36? Give me 1 second, guys. 26 to 36. That's almost a 40% return. So that is very solid. And let's say it goes back down. I would say the max it's going to go back down is like to this 200-day moving average, which is like 22,000, but highly unlikely in my view. So this is more like a 15% drawdown and versus a 40% reward. So, that is a chance I would totally take. Let me see. So returns on these are not the greatest because Bitcoin is looking to break out. So I would do something like this: 27,000 7-day return for 13%, or 2750 for 22%. Actually, I would do this one. So I'm okay with buying at 2750 because for my first round. And if prices do come down, then I will put in more money and buy lower to get more yield. So this is what I am executing now for 7 days. So next week we'll be able to claim this. And as prices go down lower, I'm basically going to be buying more. So when prices come down, I'm going to be buying some 26. Of course, I want this yield to be higher. And then when prices come down some more, I want to buy at 25.50 or 25. So this yield is way too low. I'm not going to place it right now. So I'm waiting for a price drop like I have been talking about. And if we don't get the price drop, that is okay too. If we get over 30K, I'm going to be watching this to get in, right? So right now prices are basically in this like super tight. Let me looks ugly. This super tight, like what do you want to call this? A triangle. Or you could call it like a bull flag, right? Like we have the flagpole right here, and then we have this type of flagging pattern. So if we break up, if we break out and up, I'm expecting us to go to 36 directly, or even 35, 34. If we break under here, we're going to 25. So this is what I've been talking about. But in this more smaller triangle, the sideways triangle we have here, it's kind of harder to tell because if we break up, we still have this like 30,000 resistance, 30,500 resistance. And then if we break under, we still have this 27,000 support. So this is just like a very short scalp trade if we break out either way. But the bullish sign is we are above the 50-day moving average, and we are above the 21 and the 9-day moving average. So that is a good sign. As you guys can see, the orange line is the 50-day moving average, and we have gotten that as support for basically the past 2 weeks. And something else I really like about this as well, if you guys look at the MACD, right? So from my time trading stocks, usually when we get this type of double MACD cross up, so we get rejected here. You guys see this? We get rejected the first time we test this, and then we get a second time, and if we cross over, then usually this is a very solid cross, and we're going to have like a short-term uptrend before retracing, right? So I really like seeing this type of double MACD crosses. So that is another positive sign that I am watching. And of course, something else to be looking at is the TTM squeeze. So this just means that, momentum has been really consolidating and it has been kind of squeezing, right? So basically the BB bands are inside of the counter channels. And when this turns from purple to blue, it means that we're squeezing and going to the upside, squeezing to the upside. So as you guys can see, it's going to dark purple and these smaller bars, and then it's about to come out the other side as a blue signal. And that is something that I like to see as well. Cool. So that's basically it on Bitcoin. And of course, Bitcoin has this higher low right here after establishing this low at 27,000. So a lot of bullish signals on Bitcoin. So we are going to be placing some, by the dip, as I said, at 27.50, 26.50, yeah, even 25. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions? Yeah.
Not for now.
Okay.
Any questions, guys?
Cool. No questions is good.
So Slava has a questions. He just asked.
Yep.
I'm using new future grid bot 10 times lasting 7 days total profit plus 18.76%, 264 round. I like its spot. Other two bots also greens. What do you think about ETH and ADA and SUI?
That's great. That's great. You have 18% profits in the past 7 days on the futures bot. That's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. So it was like a nice sideways range, and you're probably making a lot of arbitrage profits. Let me look at ETH, ADA, and SUI. Let me take a look. ETH looks good for the grid bot, especially in this type of trading range. It's kind of breaking out now at 2,000. So I would, if ETH retraces back to 1,900, I would get in. I would get it. I could start you. I would be open to starting a ETH grid bot at this 19,000. Because honestly, right now, things are pretty bullish, as I will cover some different factors and news later. But things right now generally are looking bullish. So even though I'm placing structured product orders lower into this type of range right here, right into this range right here, there might be a chance that we're not going to get into it. So any type of retracement into this 50-day moving average, I would think is a good place to start a grid bot on ETH, because I can see prices just kind of consolidating inside of this tight range, to be honest. SUI. This is not the right SUI. SUI, I'm not so sure about SUI. There's a lot of hype. Yeah, I wouldn't touch SUI. Like SUI, I would just like day trade or something. Definitely not a grid bot on SUI. No way. Yeah, I just wouldn't touch SUI because I heard, I was just reading it. SUI had like only 5% of its supply was released, and it's already 1 billion market cap, I think. Let me look it up. SUI coin market cap. Share this type. All right, so SUI has a 688 million market cap. Fully diluted is 13 billion. Circulating supply is 5%. Yep. So I just wouldn't touch this. There's still 95% of the supply that is not circulating yet, and I was just reading about this somewhere. I'm not sure when it's gonna get released or who has that supply. So this is just not something I would touch, especially with a grid bot. I could, if you're just trading this for fun, then yeah, go for it, but definitely not a grid bot. And ADA, I would use a grid bot on. This looks like it's just going sideways. Definitely futures grid bot with leverage. I would do it because this is just going sideways. I would probably do some smaller grids because these are tiny daily moves. It's actually not too bad. It's like a 2% move. It just looks really small because it's cheap. But so yeah, I would do some type of grid bot, futures grid on ADA. This looks pretty good. Just still keep your grids a little bit, not too tight. I take it back because it looks like that it does have some movements throughout the day. 2%. Maybe I would do like 0.5% per grid or 1% per grid between each grid. Actually, do it smaller. Like if you're just capturing this smaller trend, probably like 0.5 or even lower. But if you're like doing like trying to hold it midterm, I'll probably do like 1% per grid, and do a range of I would personally do a range of like 50 cents to like 35 cents. Just from my initial view, this is the type I would do. Avi BTC pair, is that the one you're talking about? Gugu. If you're talking, or are you talking about Avi and Bitcoin separately? So I'll wait for him to respond. And Patrick, you can set limit orders on the site. If you go to manual, so instead of bot, you go to manual trading. You can set a limit order. So it's like it's kind of like small. It's like on this side, or it might be on the left side for you. It's just like different sides. And Google, Avi Bitcoin pair. Let's see. How's Avi doing? Avi's doing good today. I personally wouldn't do a grid bot on this because Bitcoin is just outperforming right now. It's still Bitcoin season, basically. Altcoins are not gonna rip, so I don't see Avi going up compared to Bitcoin, really. So I just wouldn't do a grid bot on it. And I was gonna share this with you instead. So if you guys look at this, right? Bitcoin market dominance 48%, ETH market dominance 20%, and if you add in the two stable coins, that's almost 80% of the total market. Just Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, USDC. So what is that? What is that telling us? It's telling us people like quality right now. We like the main coins. We like Bitcoin, we like Ethereum, or we're in safety. We're in US dollar, USDT, or USDC. Altcoins, they're not hot right now. It's just Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I wouldn't do any small Avi BTC pairs. That's my view on it. Of course, Pepe is ripping up. I could have bought this very cheap, but I'm kind of stupid and I didn't YOLO in. But this, all the focus is on Pepe right now. That's it. It went from it's a shit coin, it's a meme coin. It went to 1 billion market cap, which is crazy, right? It's pretty crazy. Yeah. So all the hype is on this, and I was very surprised this popped off because in this type of dead market, altcoins are all dead. If you guys look at any altcoin chart, it's pretty dead, right? AVAX dead, Algo dead, ADA pretty dead, Ape dead, BCH not doing anything. Dot is it looks all right, but if you guys just look at the chart, everything's pretty much not going anywhere. So I would say don't.
Can you show the screen?
Oh. Oops.
It's okay.
Always happens. Well, AVAX, not doing anything. ADA, not really doing anything. So it's good for GridBot when it's not doing anything, right? Algo. Oh, this is a 1 hour chart. Oh, I'm stupid. This is a 1 hour chart. The daily chart looks even worse. Oh my god. Look at this. AVAX not doing anything. ADA not doing anything. Algo literally not doing anything. Ape going down, not doing anything. So unless Bitcoin goes over 40K or we have some type of like no recession, US economy is back, everything is good, I wouldn't get into any altcoins. There's just not enough liquidity, not enough people rotating into them. So I just wouldn't be trading altcoins unless you're scalping, right? So Bitcoin, Ethereum is where I would focus on. And Patrick, how do you place limit instead of buying coin? So for options trading, you have to go into Earn. You have to be on the global website. So for the global website, you can sign up for an account and just use put in your country and use a phone number for KYC level 1, and that way you can trade and also have a $20,000 withdrawal limit. So you have to be on the global site. So if you're on the US site, there is no structured product because it is not available in the US. The key is knowing where it is going. Are you talking about going where the site is, or where the site is going? It's or I'm not really sure. Let me see. Can't believe we've already been talking for 30 minutes. Sorry, I'm just looking at the SUI chart, seeing if there's any possible trades on this. Right now, I'm not really seeing much. All right, cool. So I also wanted to show you guys this, right? This is all stablecoin balances on exchanges in total. As you guys can see, it has been going down, right? Stablecoins has been going down. So that means there's less liquidity in the market, less buying interest just in general, because stablecoins are dry powder for us to buy crypto. We need stablecoins to buy crypto, right? That's basically the US dollar. And because it is going down, we see less liquidity. But this, of course, this has to do with the on-ramp, the fiat on-ramp places like Signature or Silvergate going down and being shut down by the FDIC. And of course, regulation in the US. That's kind of like the Fed the SEC trying to kill crypto, right? So this is what we're seeing: stablecoin balance going down on all exchanges. But we still have this more bullish view for the future because we believe globally there will be better regulation. For example, in the UK or maybe Hong Kong, there will be different fiat on-ramps globally instead of just the US, and they will have better, clear regulation, and we can see a wave of interest coming through these different countries, maybe Korea, Japan, Australia, right? And so due to that, we still believe that in the later half of the year, we might have the chance of reaching the 36,000. And let's see. So just want to share some news also. I want to share some news about what's been going on. So Coinbase facing existential risk. How do you say that word? Existential risk as SEC reigns in crypto. So the SEC cracking down on all the crypto exchanges, right? Kraken, of course, but they're just kind of like killing everything. They're saying crypto is bad. Everything is a security. And Coinbase is maybe forced in case, because they're going to a lawsuit versus the SEC, right? They're not just sitting down. They're saying, hey, we want to fight. Right, they're fighting against the SEC because what did they say? Hold on, they said so basically Coinbase is not listening to the SEC. They're saying it's maintaining that tokens that are traded are not securities, and that in response to their Wells notice, they're saying that we are a well-resourced adversary that will necessarily be motivated to exhaust all avenues. So they're basically saying we're going to fight to the death. We're going to beat the SEC or we're going to go down. We don't really care. So, that is something going on in the US right now. And they actually, right here, if you guys can look at this, the US court orders the SEC to respond to Coinbase allegations within 10 days. So basically the SEC is just saying everything is a security. We're giving you no clarity on what's going on, and we're just going to fine the hell out of you for whatever we want to do. But you don't have any rules or you don't have any regulations to go by. So the Coinbase has sued them saying, what do they say? They have sued them saying that, they are not providing regulatory guidance for U.S. companies operating in the crypto sector, right? So at a minimum, they should be setting some rules and requirements to adapt. So basically, they're asking for a response for the SEC, and the court is telling the SEC, hey, you guys got to do something. You guys got to say something. We need some clarity. And, sticking it to Gary Gensler because he's kind of just kicking it around, being kind of a tyrant, saying, hey, whatever I say goes. I say it's a security, and there's no official laws, no official rules. And most companies, they don't want to fight against the SEC. So they're just saying, here, give me the fine. I'll just take the fine, right? But now Coinbase is actually suing the SEC. And just to go into a little bit of macro stuff, and Patrick, of course, we always want to be spreading resources here. We want to be spreading resources and knowledge, not just hype. That's our goal here, and we want to educate people to make, so everyone can benefit and make money together. So basically, last week we had the FOMC meeting, and as a result, the Fed raised interest rates by 25 basis points, right? Everybody saw this coming. This was basically priced in. Price didn't have much action. It came down a little bit. For Bitcoin, it literally just went sideways. But of course, we have seen a lot of bank failures in the past week as well, right? First Republic failed on, basically got acquired on Sunday or Monday. And when asked about it, the Federal Chair, Powell, said, everything is good. We are fine. There is no instability in the banking sector. And this chart here just shows how big these banks are compared to failures even in 2008, right? So these three banks added together makes up basically half of the banks that failed in 2008. So I mean, that's pretty ironic. You're seeing First Republic, 229 billion, Signature Bank, 110 billion, Silicon Valley Bank, 209 billion, right? All three banks failing, huge banks. Like, this is I think First Republic was the second largest bank to fail in the US. And what does Powell say? We're good. There's no risks in the banking sector, right? It's pretty ironic. And these banking failures have actually been just proving Bitcoin is necessary. Nobody wants to trust their money in banks right now. And Bitcoin, this is a beneficial news for Bitcoin and gold. If we look at a gold chart, gold's been ripping higher, and so has Bitcoin, right? And that is just due to the risk. You guys look at here. Gold has just been going up, except for today. Gold has been just trending up, right? And of course, Bitcoin has been basically following in footsteps. So I see gold is down today. So that might be putting some pressure on Bitcoin price as well. Bitcoin is very correlated with gold. And so, really due to that, we see this as a very positive sign for Bitcoin. And hold on, let me go back to this actually. Let me see. So one trading strategy that we have been kind of seeing, right, is just looking for bank failures and going long Bitcoin when these bank failures come out. So if you guys go on like a shorter time frame chart, on Wednesday, right over here, I'll just use a brush right over here. So this is when the Fed came out with their rate hikes, right? And right here is when what was it called? PAC West. I forgot which bank, but one of the banks came out. Let me see what it's called actually. Give me 1 second. PAC West Bancorp. Yeah, it is called PAC West. So this is when PAC West Bancorp basically said, hey, we might be looking at bankruptcy as well, or we might fail. We might not be able to cover the deposits. And what does Bitcoin do? For the next hour, Bitcoin just goes straight up. This is I think this is like a 3% move. So a nice 3% move just off some news. So these are the type of narrative trades that we've been kind of looking at. And it works out pretty well. And of course, who can forget, right? When First Republic news came out, Bitcoin had a 10% run up, right? We hear some First Republic rumors over here, and then First Republic is saying they need to get deposits. They want to do some deals, and they're basically telling JP Morgan and them like, hey, we're gonna fail. You need to give us money, or it's gonna suck for everyone. And then, well, what does Bitcoin do? Bitcoin just goes on this 10% rally. Oops. So just keep your eyes out. If there's any more banking news, Pac West, then then get in Bitcoin. So here, you want guys to look at a Pac West chart. So basically, this is when that news came out on Wednesday. Pac West fell by 50% in just that 1 hour, right? So if you got but of course it's rebounding today. But as many people have said, such as what was his name? Well, a lot of hedge fund investors say that the risk of the regional bank risk is now over, and that is actually a positive narrative for Bitcoin. Let's see. So a couple more things I want to share. So this is basically, I know nobody really likes macro stuff. It's a little boring and slow moving. It's not as cool as trading crypto, but it's pretty important. So the federal funds rate, right? The federal funds rate, basically the interest rate that the Fed set is that their target is basically between 5 and 5.5. So around 5.15, 5.25. That is what they're predicting for the end of year 2023. And the black line, what that is what the futures market is pricing in for the federal funds rate at the end of the year. So the market is pricing in like a 4.5%, while the Fed is saying we're going to hold rates high at 5.25, right? So this is kind of just like who do you believe? Do you want to believe the Fed or do you want to believe the market? The market is saying the Fed is going to cut rates, and the rates are going to come on down because we're going to have a recession. The Fed is going to be forced to pivot. They're not going to care about inflation anymore. Or do you believe the Fed? They're saying, hey, we're not going to cut rates. We're going to hold it. We're going to hold it steady. We're going to hold it till the end of the year, and we're going to fight inflation. So if the market is right, risk assets to SPY is probably gonna go up, right? But if the Fed is right, and the market is pricing in a cut, then we can definitely see crypto prices and equity prices go down. This is going to be definitely a heavy way on the market. However, another way of looking at it is kind of like saying, if the Fed is forced to pivot, it's going to be a recession. The Fed is not going to pivot unless we hit a recession, right? So for example, during COVID, they pivoted because everybody was losing their jobs. There was nothing else to do. In 2008, 2009, they pivoted and started cutting rates because banks were failing, because no one could pay their mortgages, right? So they were forced to pivot. And when they are forced to pivot, that's actually bad for the economy. So I'm just giving you multiple views of looking at the market and how this could affect your trading. Of course, it's kind of contradictory views, right? It's kind of saying, even if the Fed pivots, it's going to be bad for the market. But if the Fed doesn't pivot, it's probably still bad for the market. So it's kind of like, pick your poison. What do you want to do? Let me see.
Hey Jay, Slava, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When are you intraday trading? What is the time frame that you are using usually?
5 minutes, probably 5 minutes. I mean, I look at all of them, to be honest, but most likely like 5 minutes, 15 minutes. I would do 5 minutes. Anything shorter than 5 minutes, it's a little bit too short. So yeah, so for example, this is a chart I use. I don't really do intraday trading that much anymore, only if I catch it. So I'll look at the daily, I'll look at the hourly, then I'll look at the 15-minute, and then I'll look at the 2 or the 5 minute. So this is basically what I like to look at. And I also compare crypto with like the SPY. Like SPY had a crazy rally today. This market is so choppy. It's like up and down, up and down. If you look at the left side on the daily, it's just up one day, huge down one day, gap down one day, gap up. It's a little crazy. This market is a little crazy for sure. So that's why during this market, we actually just like selling options, right? Because if we go in this range, you're not really going to make much money, because unless you just capture tiny moves, or you're like a super day trader. But instead, if you're looking at the SPY chart, just pull it up bigger, or Bitcoin chart, it doesn't matter. If you're selling options like, over 418, or if you're selling options under 403, it might just chop, right? For the past for the past month is just chopped in this range. For the past month, you would have been collecting premium on either side of the market. So that's something you guys definitely should look at if you guys have not tried already. Let's see. So actually, that reminds me, I will place a covered gain position. So I'm okay with selling my Bitcoin at 30,500. I don't think it's gonna break 30,000 or 30,500 in the next 2 days. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Here we go. But let me actually look at the Bitcoin chart real quick. So we're at 29. So yeah, my view is we're probably not gonna break over 30,500 or 30,100. So with my Bitcoin, this is what I would do. I would do a covered gain, right? Just like I was saying, I would sell covered gains above, sell options above, sell options below, because I believe we're gonna keep on in this range. So all my Bitcoin, I want to invest into this just for the free return, because I don't think it's gonna hit. And then one last thing I just want to share is the total assets on the Fed balance sheet. So let me see. Give me one sec. So the total assets it rose during the SVB incident. We want to basically see this come down because First Republic got acquired. They had a bunch of loans from the Fed, and basically the Fed balance sheet went up because they're adding liquidity into the market through giving the banks money, and because they got acquired by JP Morgan, right? We want to see them pay these loans back, and we want to see liquidity being retaken out of the market, because that is the Fed's mission, right? So with that, with liquidity being taken out, then that's good for inflation, because inflation might keep on going down, and US dollar might survive a little bit longer, right? Because if we pivot and this liquidity, the Fed balance sheet just goes through the roof, then I would just all in Bitcoin right there and right then, because then that's just going to drive money to inflation is going to rise higher, and people are just going to, rush to gold or rush to Bitcoin, because, the dollar is not going to be worth anything when inflation hits that high and the Fed is just printing money. So this is definitely something we want to see keep on going down back to these levels back in March before the banking crisis. Okay, cool. I was sharing my screen, right? I think I was sharing my screen. All right, cool. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions?
Any more questions?
But you guys definitely should check out. We also have some bots. If you guys have seen it, we also have some bots in our under our Pinex GPT marketplace, which is pretty cool. You guys can subscribe. Oops. You guys can go to this marketplace. You guys have some bots to play around with, different types of signals to subscribe to. And there's back tested, and there's some free ones. For example, this one, free ones. They're pretty cool. You can select your leverage, select your coin, invest however much you want, and you can see the back tested results. And of course, don't forget about the promotion we have going on. You guys can sign up and basically have a free first trade. If you lose money, we're going to cover it up to $50. If you make money, we're basically going to double your returns on structured products. So make sure to take advantage of that as well. And like I said, our trading strategy right now is basically selling options above and below. So basically structured products below and above, covered gains, right? We're gonna be doing both sides, because the market, in our view, in the short term, is probably just going to go sideways in between 30 and 27. Possibility of breaking over 30, but honestly, I'd be happy selling my Bitcoin at 31,000 or 30,500, and I could have just always rebuy it back if it does break over 30,000, because I believe if it does break out 30,000, we're most likely going to go to 36,000 pretty quickly.
One more question, Jay.
Uh-huh.
So Gerda said, hey, do you do any trading courses, or you can recommend any? Thanks.
Do we do any trading courses? We had one technical trading video, I guess. I mean, we could go over some trading courses next time, or trading just trading in general. But there's a lot of good ones on YouTube, to be honest. Cred has one, I think. This one's really good. Oh yeah, this one's good.
Okay, just yes, switch your screen.
Yeah, this one's good. Crypto Cred. He's good. You go to his technical analysis series. I don't think he posts anymore, but this series is very good for just basic trading, especially for crypto, not for stocks or forex, because it's crypto is more narrative focused, and it's just like getting used to the charts and getting like understanding the narratives surrounding it. Well, I literally just look at how bad I spelled that. But this one I recommend for basics, and then if you have any specific questions, you can basically come to the live stream and ask me or ask Sia, and we can help you out.
Yes, and we can also cover some further technical analysis tools in the future if you guys are
15-minute.
Yeah, Crypto Cred is cool. I like his stuff is basic, but it's good. It's basic but still good good content. All right, cool. Let's see if there's any trades in the market. I don't really see anything that's like too good, to be honest. So if I'm scalping just for fun, I'll probably use like a 1 minute or like a 5 minute chart. But it's not recommended. This is just more for funny money, just play money, right? Nothing serious. So SPY is going down and crypto is going up. But SPY is very strong today. But we're getting a pretty big dump on the 5 minute here. Okay, so let's just have some fun. Let's go short Ethereum here. 50x leverage.
futures.
Yeah, futures. Liquidation price is 2,000. Yeah, that's fine. Let me see if I want to do that, though. I don't know. SPY's having a pretty good day, pretty bullish day, to be honest. But it has run a lot. Look at the order book. How much is 50 Ethereum? 50 Ethereum is what, 200,000?
5100.
20 Ethereum.
5300.
It's 1 mil.
Yeah.
So yeah. I would only short into this because there's a lot of volume here. There's a lot of resistance. People bought here, so now they're underwater. So this is what I'm looking at for the short term. This is very, very short term. You're gonna be wrong like most of the time. And this action is very slow. I think SPY can bring this down. I'm gonna go short just for fun. Where is it? I'm gonna close these. Damn, I sold 2 Ethereum for $100. Really? Just got a huge candle to the upside.
What did you do?
What is the market doing? That's the question. $100 times 51x. So that's $5,000. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I love how you can just short 2 Ethereum with $100. That's dope. What are you thinking about this? Good time for ChatGPT now? What do you mean good time for ChatGPT? Like trading wise? Like making a strategy or? Not
Can you
sure.
explain, Slava?
Like say you short right here, right? And then this candle just screws you. It's just like, what is this? Just goes 1 minute is way too short. You see this? There's no way you can predict what's gonna happen on the 1 minute. It's just super hard.
Yeah.
And I'm also shorting against the trend. The trend on the short term is up, and I'm shorting against it. So that's also bad as well. But I'm just kind of playing around here. So I'm not really too worried. ChatGPT. I think if you have a strategy, so for the Pinex GPT or ChatGPT, it's honestly like if you have a strategy in mind, like you know what you want it to do, then it can help you out for sure. But you have to have a baseline of what you want it to do, right? So like for example, you want you want a strategy that has MACD, and you also, or you want a recommendation for like a volatility, you can type in ChatGPT, be like, hey, what can help me filter out some of these false signals, to give you a couple options, and then you'll have to figure out how you want to use those options that it's giving you. So it's not going to just create a strategy for you. It can code Pine script for you and it can give you suggestions, but you have to take those suggestions and kind of feed it back into GBT and keep on kind of like communicating with it to basically get further along with it. It's not just like automatic, hey, produce me a winning strategy, and it's going to produce you a winning strategy. I think the market is closed. Yeah, market is closed, and my position is down. So don't be like me, kids, and short against the trend. Say we're going to this 1,000. Yeah, say we're going to this resistance zone now. But of course, I'm still getting wrecked because it's just I'm shorting against the trend, right? So this is like bad trading practice. Unless it's like a super tight zone, like for example, 2,000 at 2,000, right? You want to short at 2,000, not a bad area. For example, you see it right here on this chart. Let me see if I can bring it up. For example, over here, if you see it at 2,000, you see these wicks at 2,040. It failed. 2,000 failed again. I was short 2,000, and then just wait for this type of move. But these short term, like 1 minute chart or whatever, is all very risky. I would recommend more grid bots or position trading. And like Patrick was saying, 9 winners to 1 loser type of trade is just like options selling, right? We sell options, structured products, and you have a very high win rate. But when you lose, you do lose relatively big. However, it just depends on what your goal is. If you have Bitcoin and you're selling covered calls, but your goal is to sell at 30,000 or 30,600 or whatever anyways, it wouldn't really matter if you sold at 36,000 and price went to $1 million, because your goal was selling at 36,000 regardless of what the price is now. So for those type of people, for example, if you want to buy Bitcoin at 25,000, it doesn't matter if it's at 20,000. Your goal is to buy at 25,000. So is it really a loss? Like, I don't know, because you're just following your plan, right? So that's how I would trade using structured products, and you basically won't even care about that loser because your goals are met. Okay, so now it's coming down. Yay!
Slava said, I closed ETH long 6 times with positive 2.5% during 15 minutes.
25%?
No, 2.5% or
2.5%. Yeah.
yeah.
So now I was down 10%. I'm on 51% long. So 51x long. Look, I'm up. I'm up now, guys. Up 1.5%. Let's go. Let's go. See, we got rejected at this supply zone. What's up? Let's go. Yeah, but honestly, I don't really see this going like much lower, to be honest. It's coming back into the 9 EMA and 21 EMA now. It probably gonna get a bounce right here. Maybe it'll retest the lows here at 1,975. Yeah.
You can earn the funding fee as well, Jay, because you're short.
Yeah. That's true, because I'm shorting. I can get funding fee. So yeah. So if it crosses under the 21, I'll hold it. If it bounces from here, I'll probably just close it out. That's what I'm gonna do. It's funny now. There's 10 people watching when we're not talking about anything. They're like, "Yo, he's 51% X long. I mean, 51X long. We're short. I'm gonna watch that. Lose some money, dude."
Do you guys want us to talk more about futures trading in the future? We're just considering like adding some future trading strategies maybe in the future, if you guys are interested.
Nobody's interested in futures, looks like.
Silent.
Silence. Complete silence.
Google asked, what indicator is that you used?
It's Trading Light. It's a lot of different indicators. It's more like a trading platform, kind of like a trading. It's just it's called Trading Light. You can check it out. tradinglight.com. This indicator is volume profile, and then on the bottom is a lot of different stuff like cumulative volume distribution, delta, and stuff like that. It's just seeing like if the buyers are stronger than sellers. See, it's bouncing off the 21. I don't really like that, so I'll probably just close it out, even though like it doesn't really matter. So I'm down like 2%. I'm just gonna close it out. Reduce only. I'm down 3%. I'll give it another minute. It's probably gonna bounce though. Yeah, down 4%. But yeah, we can just end the live stream there. I think that's about all I wanted to cover. I don't think anyone has any questions either. Looks like Tetris. yeah, it does look like Tetris. It's the volume. These are really good though. You guys should use it. Oh, look, it's bouncing. I knew it. Just retrace to the 9 and 21 EMA right here, and then we just get a huge bounce to the upside. Yeah, so if it couldn't break this, and now I'm probably down like 8%. Amazing. I'll give it a minute to see if it can retrace and just close it. Yeah, ETH looks like it wants to go up. I mean, if this was a trade I would really believe in, I would just put my stop over 1,991. But to me, this was kind of just like a whatever, like for fun trade. So it retraced to the 9 EMA and it bounced. So now I'm kind of just like, I don't know if this is going to continue down. Let's check out Bitcoin. Let's see how Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's doing it's at the 9 EMA. Bitcoin's coming down though. Yeah, I'm just gonna close it out. I don't really. It could go either way right now, to be honest. I'm just gonna close it out. Didn't really take a loss, or well, now it's back to 3%. Let me do a limit order on my way out. Let's do 1986. Oops. Those $1 matter. Yeah, I'm using stop loss on 5-minute time frame. That's because I'm trading on this is like a super short scalp, right? Usually if I'm swing trading, I'll use like entry on the 515 and then get support resistance on the 1 hour. But this is just like, I didn't even look at this. I just saw this and I was like, okay, just a simple trade. It's a volume, lots of volume and resistance here in the 1,900. So I was just honestly, I should have shorted here, right? Shorted, you see the spike up and then shorted here. That's like the best entry, to be honest. And my position is not getting filled, doesn't want to come down. Yeah, it's just not doing much right now. It's like watching paint dry sometimes. I'm pretty sure this is going to get filled. I'm probably going to get my position closed out with like a 2% loss or something. Not a big deal. 1986.99, 1986. Give me 55.
Phil.
No, it's not filled. It's not 55. It's close. It's very close. 88.
So close.
99. I'll just close it. I don't really care about these two cents. 1986 point. I'll do 19. Oh, let's do 75.
Oh, it's 5.9 right now.
Oh, it's 5.9. I'll do 7.8. Oh wow, whatever.
7.6, 6.9.
whatever. I think I closed that.
4-4.
Wait, why is it not closing? Hold on. Did I do it? Did I do it wrong? 98.45. Reduce only. Buy long. There we go.
Are you trading it on Pionex or?
Oh, I am. Sorry. Now it moved again. Now it's whatever. Should have just left my order there. Never move your order. Oh wow. See, now I just went. So annoying sometimes. So annoying. I don't know why it's not filling me. I'm just gonna close it. I don't really care. It's super annoying. There, I closed it. It's probably gonna go up now. 5% loss on that. You see my Doge, my random Doge trade there. Yeah. All right, cool. Sounds good, guys. Thank you guys for joining. We're gonna sign off now, and yeah, hope to see you guys next week, same time, and we're gonna see how our trades and structured product trades did. So thank you guys for joining again. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your day.
And also a great weekend.
Yep, have a nice weekend, guys. It's Friday. I am happy. All right, nice talking to you guys, and yeah, signing out. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming again.
Thanks, guys.